all right, now close it out and go try to find it in your search history. Like, it's not there. The porno video's gone. But then at random times when I'd just open an app, this porno video would play. Like, the video would just play. Like, if I turned on my phone to, like, check my email, pornography would play.
Yeah. It was a very bad bug. The bug wasn't my fault. It was Apple's. Because there was, like, something wrong. The app shouldn't, like, they can't do that. They can't play videos in other apps.
Yeah.
But this one could.
Yeah, when you just, like, be like, oh, let me see what time it is, there'd be, like, the gross porn from the hardware store would play.
Well, and that's the other problem. I would always show, I'd be like, well, to really prove this app works, let me find something, like, disgusting, and then show it off.
Yeah. Did you make money off that app? Because that's more of a scam than just building an app that people wanted, and then they bought the app and you made money from it.
I made like $1,000 or $2,000 off that app.
Jesus Christ.
That app was originally called Porno, and they didn't like that one either. They were like, "Oh, the fart guy's back." This new app called Porno.
You got other scams on that list?
Yeah. Oh, I sold a.
I love the idea of thinking about you writing this list last night.
I was out at a
No,
party,
I've had that
and
list
I was
for
like,
years.
"Hey, Tom, what are you up to?" I'm at this party. And he's like, "I'm just writing out my note cards for tomorrow."
Yeah.
You scammed the library?
What library?
Isn't this second one here? Tom was the first person I ever knew that had the internet.
Oh, that wasn't a library. That was a different place.
Well, get into the second scam.
I guess this was a scam. When I was like
the internet sucked when Tom was into the internet. I'd go over to Tom's house and be like, we can request songs on the radio without calling the radio. As if we were ever into calling the radio and requesting songs.
No, don't you remember there was that radio station I used to always call and request songs? And then I'd like call you and I'd be like, hey, get a load of this. Put on 94.5. You're not going to believe what you hear in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I guess I remember you doing that. I was never like, wow, how'd you do it, Tom?
But then they'd be like, oh, we don't have the version of Johnny Be Good that Marty McFly plays. Son, we can't play that on the radio.
Was pranking Value Vision all the time a scam? No, that's definitely a scam. Because, all right, so this is before any of us went through puberty, and we were obsessed with pranking this like home shopping station, and we would pretend to be little old women who lived in Washington, D.C., and our scam was...
Yeah, because our voices hadn't dropped yet.
Yeah. It was just, oh, yes. And we always, whatever was on TV, we bought for $300 less in Washington, D.C., and we'd try to get on the air, and as soon as we do, we'd be like, Dave Russell sucks. And that was our scam.
Yeah.
I guess
that's not a scam. You didn't benefit at all from that.
Well, we tricked them into getting us onto TV.
Yeah, that's true.
And imagine if his mother was watching the Home Shopping Network at that time, what she would think of him.
I never thought the idea of Dave's mom watching that and hearing that her son sucks.
Wow, I guess word's really getting out that my son sucks.
What, we got like another hour 15?
Yeah, Jesus.
We're just going to wait till everybody else gets here, and then we'll get started. I also sold a guide to fixing iPods online for a long time.
The topic isn't entrepreneurship, Tom.
No. You didn't let me explain what the guide said to do. It was $10, and it was just told you like guaranteed to fix your iPod. And what you had to do was just hit your iPod against a table if it wasn't working, which like did work a lot of times.
Wait, was it just like one sentence?
I think I put some pictures in there of iPods. I was like, these are the iPods you can do this with.
Yeah.
How much was this?
$10.
How much
Where
money
did you sell
make
it?
up?
On at Borders. Where do you think? On the internet.
No, but in like the App Store or?
No. This is pre-App Store. iPod days.
Oh, iPod. I'm sorry.
Yeah, iPod.
Yeah, you could fix it that way.
Yeah. It's a good deal.
So it's not a scam. How much money do you make off that?
That one I made like probably like $5,000 over the years.
Jesus Christ.
I can only talk about scams that are done. I've always got a few kind of cranking away in the background.
Do you have any failed scams?
That
backfired and ended up costing you a lot of money or anything?
Yeah.
See all these empty seats?
Tim would remember this. One time I bought an industrial laser from China. Like a really big fucking laser.
What the fuck were you going to do with it?
Engrave things.
We were
That's your
roommates at
intro
the
to
time.
engraving? Not like starting with like a little piece of wood and a chisel, just going immediately to industrial laser?
Yeah, because you can't get
Why did you want to engrave anything? What did you want to engrave?
I was engraving phone cases. The problem, and again, this wasn't really like a scam, I guess. The problem was
I kind of got scammed by this because we were roommates at the time.
Yeah.
And, it spit out, a dangerous amount of exhaust.
Well, see, and that's why I didn't know when I bought it from China.
Right, but you just put it out into the living room, the exhaust tube. Because you're an asshole.
Don't you also need a license to own and operate one of those? You 100%.
I remember you had to take 3 weeks off of work just to go and sign for it at the bank or something.
Because I need to wire money and then I need to pick it up at customs and stuff.
And then I got scammed on the other end when we were moving out of that
I
apartment.
almost cut my goddamn finger off with that thing. Now I remember it too.
And you just left. And you left, you took all your stuff except for the laser.
Yeah, it was too
big. Which was 300 pounds or something.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't
It was
move
all right, Tim, you got the rest? All right, bye. And me and the landlord had to drag this illegal Chinese laser out to the curb.
Why'd you do that? Maybe the next tenants wanted it.
You really just left it?
Yeah, it was heavy. I hadn't used it in a while either because it wasn't until after I bought it and made a bunch of cases and stuff.
You weren't engraving all the time, nonstop? Your love of engraving cases your passion finally didn't just erupt inside of you?
No, this industrial laser required a lot of maintenance that I was not equipped to deal with.
Was it an engraving laser, or did you just find?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I mean, you could cut things with it too. I told you I almost cut my finger off with it. But I also didn't realize because I bought the cheapest cases you could that when you laser those, that's toxic as hell. That stuff going into the living room.
Who would have thought?
That was another one of my my scams that I can speak on record about.
That's just a shitty business, Tom. That's not a scam.
What's the scam you're pulling right now? That you were talking about?
What one?
You said I have this scam I'm going to talk about.
I don't remember.
No, you said that you couldn't talk about it.
Probably.
Yeah, I was trying.
A lot of the scams were in college, and they were very in the line of our ticket taking operations. And
I remember what you used to do with frisbees. Remember that? Frisbees in the freezer?
Oh, yeah. This is a good trick. This is my friend Pete's trick, now that I know we can't say full names. At Purchase College, for some reason, I don't know why I'm moving this, you couldn't, all the building was built at the peak of American riots in the 70s. And all the doors had 2 inches underneath, so you could smoke people out of their room, so they couldn't wall up in a room. I don't know. This was all lore, but
were they afraid of people having riots in the rooms?
I think so, or I don't know. But even the administration buildings were. Of course, I never did this, but this is a good prank in general. You can piss in a frisbee and then freeze it and then slide it under a locked door.
Well,
and
not the frisbee. You pop.
You pop the little piss frisbee out, and then you slide it under the locked door. So then, when someone enters the room, they have no idea how someone got in the locked door and took a piss right on the floor. It's just this mystery piss. That's more of a prank than a scam.
Yeah.
If I was selling PDFs on how to do this, that would be a scam.
Tim, it's time for you to make your next move.
I will not.
You will, Tim, and when you do it, you're going to do it with Squarespace because, listen.
All right, you sold me. I'm in.
Well, just in case anybody else isn't convinced yet.
Don't worry. We're good. Sold.
Squarespace has beautiful award-winning designer templates where you can create a great website or online store very easily. You just use these templates, and you can customize them. So it's not it's going to look like every other Tom, Dick, and Harry's website, around the block.
Yeah. exactly.
It's an all-in-one
I
platform.
don't know where you're going with that.
All-in-one platform, so you don't have to install things or patch things or upgrade. And look, if you've got trouble, they have award-winning 24-hour customer support, so you can get help very easily. You can also get a domain through them. You don't have to go to one of these other guys to get a domain. You go right through them. These guys, Squarespace, they're fully transparent and simple to set up with your domains. They're used by a wide variety of creatives, people, businesses, musicians, designers, artists, restaurants, and more. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter our offer code GUY to get a 10% discount off your first purchase. Check them out. Squarespace. Make your next move.
What do you want to do now, Tim?
Should we do another thing?
Yeah.
This I don't know. One more. This
Okay.
to keep the entrepreneurship.
Well, it is South by
Go ahead.
Southwest. Hashtag entrepreneur. Hashtag search engine optimization.
This is a failed business that Tom and I tried to start. There was no. If you ever heard of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they were quite popular when we were in 2nd and 3rd grade, and there was no Technodrome toy. There was no big toy like He-Man had Castle Grayskull and Skull Mountain and all that shit. And I was like, the Ninja Turtles, they can't just fight Shredder and Krang. And you were like, Dan, I'm thinking the same thing. So we spent we had multiple car washes and fundraisers and returned cans. And we went to the craft store where we bought this gigantic, I think it was $40, a gigantic foam ball. And we were going to spray paint it silver. And it was going to look fucking awesome. We were going to sell them for $50 each, $20 profit, 10 to me, probably 15 to me, 5 to Tom. And the moment we got the spray paint out and we just spray it, and spray paint just immediately disintegrates foam. It just turned into
It just ate it.
Just ate a line right out of it, and it just sucked.
Yeah.
We told the people at the store what we were doing. They scammed us. We were like, yeah, we're going to build toys out of this, and we're going to sell them. We're going to spray it, because we talked like this when we were little kids. we were constantly drunk.
We're going to make a Technodrome out of this, you idiots. And then guess what? We're going to sell them. Your mom's not even going to have to drive you to a toy store to get it. You'll be able to get it right from us at the playground.
I think about that.
Mr. Nichols had pre-ordered one.
Yeah, he did. He actually suggested the spray paint.
Yeah.
If we just covered it, can you imagine? It probably saved our lives that we didn't show up to school with these completely shit-looking Technodromes and a table in the front being like, who would like to buy a $50 Technodrome?
I like that you explained what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were, but then started saying Technodrome a lot. As if we all know what that is.
The Technodrome was some sort of land / spacecraft.
Okay, we do have another segment to get to.
It was where the bad men lived.
Should we do...
They just had different motivations.
Oh, sorry.
Shredder and Krang?
Yeah.
Their motivations were to make turtle soup and eat the Ninja Turtles.
That's definitely not what their motivations were.
Don't you remember him saying, tonight I dine on turtle soup? He was talking about them.
I think that was more of a metaphor for taking down the turtles.
No, he was a real creep. He was it was a sexual thing.
Okay. I think I watched the Ninja Turtles through a different lens.
I don't know, I might have been too close to that when we were spraying the Technodrome.
Tim is in living hell right now.
Hey, thanks for HeadGum for putting this all together. I'm sure they're thrilled right now. Yeah. Should we do this one, or do you want to just skip this one?
It's up to you. Oh, it's up there.
Yeah. Oh, shit. This is a segment that I forgot to put music in for. It's called The Mundane Bucket List, and the two people who have ever heard the show that are here are going nuts right now. Should we do this, or should we skip it?
What would
Do
you
you have
skip?
an
What would you
Let's
skip it
talk
for?
about it for a few minutes and then skip it.
That's not skipping it.
Let's talk about it. So, Mundane Bucket List.
What were some of the ones? It's an ongoing concern.
It's a bucket list, but of mundane things you want to do before you die.
One was I wanted to order a kosher meal on an airplane.
Yeah. You have no dietary needs for a kosher meal. You just
No.
want to see what all the buzz is about.
Yeah. I want to pet a service dog. That,
Something you're not allowed to do.
Yeah, but how bad could one guy petting it one time be?
Yeah. Well, and your argument is that you think all service dogs think that they're bad dogs because nobody pets them.
Yeah,